Hello everyone and welcome back to Closets Gaming. Today we are going to take a look at Star Shaman. This VR shooter promises a great look in virtual reality in a procedurally generated world with a cool soundtrack on top of it. Whether it can deliver on its promise is the question we will try to answer today. Star Shaman is available on Steam for €19.99, your regional equivalent. Last year was really packed with stuff happening. Not only was the world confronted with the coronavirus pandemic, but this also led to a strange situation where gaming suddenly grew, and it's not like it was a small industry beforehand. Nonetheless, we got to see real gaming treasures such as Hades, nods to the past like Destroy All Humans, strange experimental games like Hadr, or even finally something truly epic in VR with Half-Life Alyx. And this led to a sudden change. People now wanted VR games. So, a new game called Star Shaman decided to give us the chance to experience something different. And before we continue, I'd also like to give thanks to my friend Peter, who has a VR setup at home and who allowed me to play Star Shaman for this review. So, let's get going! In Star Shaman, you take up the mantle of, Star Shaman, who has the responsibility to stand against evil that sucks up life out of the universe to replace it with geometric perfection. Thus, you travel the universe, returning life back to its now lifeless planets. Every time you return life to a planet, you travel to another, and then another, and then another, and so on and so on. But to return life to a planet, you first have to defeat waves of enemies, ending with a final boss. And yeah, there is a lot of different types of enemies in Star Shaman, at least when it comes to their abilities. When it comes to their visuals, you will quickly get bored of them, as while there is a ton of geometric shapes out there, they just start looking the same pretty quickly. And this will sometimes lead to situations where you lose life just because you weren't capable of knowing which enemies are coming at you anymore. What is, on the other hand, easy to orient yourself in is your offensive arsenal. Just to give you a few examples, the VR ever-present lightsaber, a magic wand that shoots fireballs, an all-destroying laser beam, or an array of summons to help you out. The way to use these abilities sounds cool on paper. You select a spell on your spellstone and then need to draw a geometric shape. The system is quite intuitive, but it requires too much precision, otherwise you'll end up like Neville Longbottom in the Eerily books. And I certainly would have been a bad student at Hogwarts as my spells often failed. And I don't feel this was because of a lack of effort or a lack of practice. The game just needs to be slightly more lenient when it comes to saying you succeeded or not. Nonetheless, the game still provides you with rewards that you can use to enhance your character and your spells. Yet, the imprecision of drawing the spells wasn't the biggest fun killer for me. This was the fact that each of the levels is just way too long. Spending more than half an hour, a boring half hour in a randomly generated level is just way too much. Even the visuals really didn't do much for me. While interesting as an idea, the way they look in reality just didn't do it for me with blurry textures and a low resolution background that seems to make every single pixel visible. And the dozen soundtrack tracks didn't do much for me with their high degree of repetitiveness. But the by far worst thing is the plethora of technical issues that made the game unplayable. There's literally a bug that prevents the game from even starting because of an important missing file or something, and this file can't even be downloaded, and it's only fixed with a restart of your whole computer, and then, by some miracle, the game finds the file and can be played. And the game ended for me personally with a bug that just didn't allow me to get to another planet, and facing a hard decision of whether to start over from the beginning or just to quit. So, in conclusion, Star Shaman is a VR game that sadly exists. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. It's precisely the kind of game I was afraid we were going to see when VR first started to come out. Uninspired, repetitive, full of game-breaking bugs, and the worst, boring. There are good VR games out there, but Star Shaman isn't one of them, so just don't bother. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked the review, and if you do, please consider giving it a like here on YouTube, maybe even subscribe to the channel, and be sure to share it with your friends, because that really does help. And comment if you have anything you would like to add. See you guys later with more gaming content.